Hey guys, Chuck here, and we're back in Planet Crafter. Well, they're picking right where we left off. I didn't do anything off camera since the last time. So we are got these larvae growing in here, which we're gonna have bee larvae before too long, and we'll be able to put those in a beehive. So we're gonna see what it takes to build a. Well, I need to eat. I said that's the one thing that's funny about games is you can like literally die just because you forgot to eat. And I don't think that would ever happen in real life if you had, food handy. You wouldn't just forget. Like, no, I got the fridge full. I just forgot to eat because I got too busy and I kicked the bucket. I don't think that would really happen. So maybe there's a dynamic that people, a different gameplay thing that people could implement. So we need the bee larva to build the beehives. We can't really build it in advance and then get the larva. So let's run in here and double check. That's a rare larva. Wrong button again. Okay. I think this time around we're going to see that hit the next level and then even move on. So we might have the trade rockets unlocked, before too long. Now let's dump that rare larva. When we get the bigger buildings, what I'd like to do is actually put storage things next to like the incubator and then just keep those storages full of larvae, because you'll get that many of them. So I'm going to see. I think we still need some. I just forgot what it's called. Anyway, have another senior moment. Let's see if we can make any sulfur. I need some more sulfur. So we look. I did it again. I hit the wrong button and end up dumping stuff in there. Nope. Don't need to dump stuff in there. All right. We still don't. And we have sulfur not that far away. So I think we'll have to run over and collect that. There's no point just sitting around waiting on stuff to happen. Stuff's going to happen whether we sit around or not. So we can clear out this, then we'll go back and launch a couple more. All right. Yeah, that gets us a few. Do I have any storage spot left to clear this thing out? Maybe a little bit. And that is a lot of stuff there. And there's stuff to get up top there. We might want to venture up there and just kind of scope it out here in the next couple minutes. Go back here and dump what we collected. Let's see. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff here. Got more iron. I can go back out and be adding more on my foundation pieces. And that's gonna really, wow. Not that we didn't have more uh, titanium out there, because we're running out. We don't even have any. We got more than that we'll never know what to do with. And we got all this sulfur. I'm just going to dump that in here. Now, I want to test something out. Like, if we go straight to this, which needs explosive powder first, I don't think it'll make the explosive powder for us and then make that. But I'm going to click that and just see what happens. That's exactly what's going on. You need to make the first component first. So we'll make like 4 or 5 of these. Actually, it takes 2 to make a bomb, so we're going to make 6 of them if we can. I guess. We are out of... What are we out of? Iridium, I guess. I thought we just collected a ton of iridium. Oh, it takes 2 sulfur. So yeah, we didn't bring back so much sulfur. So that kind of... Well, now, if you have stuff in your personal inventory, it won't count. So you have to dump it in there and then go here and select that, the item you're going to craft. And it will craft it using what's in there. As you can see, that was it we had, so then we have to go ahead and remove the item. But it'll draw from all these inventory here, but not from your personal inventory. So either you have to put it in there or just stick it in one of these lockers and then go to the auto crafter and it'll work. So we got 2 of those bombs. I mean, we could go looking for another place to blow something up. But I think what we're going to do is grab some food and water. Maybe some more oxygen capsules. Maybe 3 more should do. No, we can't make 3 more. Must have been out of cobalt completely. Let's run over here and check this really quick. No cobalt in there, but it's full. It's not going to get anything else, so we might as well clear it out. And clear this one as well. If we, well, now we got cobalt here. All right. Now to get us a couple more oxygen canisters. Now see here, we got choices. Now since I'm emptying my inventory anyway, I might as well just dump it in there. Then we can just use the auto crafter. It'll draw from whatever's there. And we just unlocked the water filter. So I'm going to go ahead and build that pretty much right away. We got too much titanium. I'm just going to dump it in with the iron for now. And magnesium. Alright, so I'm not going to have to bring so many water bottles with me any longer. Let's make some more oxygen capsules. Exactly 2 of them. Now you see for that, it drew on the inventory. Now it's not going to make another because there's no more cobalt. So I can go ahead and grab these two. Now I can craft that. Now I don't think, but I'm going to double check. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Things like that water filter. Look here, we can even craft these fuse cartridges. And with solar quartz and circuit board. Now that's kind of important to know that, because when we get the trade rocket unlocked, I think we might have that unlocked before too long. Now it's funny that the purification capsule is in here, because that doesn't apply to this planet, because it's toxins and chlorine dioxide and purified water, which are things that you get in the toxicity DLC, unless, and I say unless, they've added a biome here that has those elements to it. But the last time I played this planet, that was not there. So I think it's something. But, you know, if any of you have unlocked all the new biomes on the 2.0, and you can confirm that, you can leave me a message in the comments. But I haven't seen anything on this planet that has those elements to it. Now we need aluminum. Let's go ahead and pin that. And let's go grab the items. Aluminum, silicon fabric, and 2 bioplastic nuggets. So this... everything's right here. It's convenient when you get it all in one spot. So... go ahead and make that. And let's equip it. I can't remember if that's going to auto-equip or not. No, it doesn't. So I have to equip it. Now there's some other things that I have kind of neglected to craft. And we have these spots for them now since we have the larger exoskeleton. So let's see if we have those things available. The T2 torch, there's a T3 that we'll unlock eventually. And I think we've made that. But there's a higher level of blueprint pinning. Allows you to pin more than one at a time. And that needs a methane, and osmium, a zeolite, magnesium, and cobalt, which we have all that, so I might go ahead and make that. And this mining speed stuff. That is going to speed up all the extractors and make them mine stuff quicker. So we can go ahead and make those. That'll get us faster resources. So you have to make those one at a time. You can see, and I should have been making them as soon as they got unlocked, and I just neglected it. So let's work on that right now. Well, let's take a drink of water. Now, right now, prime example to show you how this water filter works. Now, see? You point down at a body of water, and then you hit drink, and you drink without needing to use a bottle. So that means, and since the planet's basically full of standing water now, everywhere you go there's a pond or a lake, so we don't have to really take water bottles with you anymore. So look at that, we are almost to the insect stage. Now let's go ahead, and I think we got the map microchip, obviously, because we have the map unlocked. And we have the menu filter, we have the compass. We have all those. So let's get a methane. Let's just pin that and go grab the stuff and make that. And then we'll make those other chips as well while we're at it. So a methane. and I know there's one here. We need an osmium and a zeolite. Well, I don't have any cobalt. I can't believe that. I blew through all the cobalt. Let's grab the magnesium. Grab the zeolite. I know we got a zeolite over here. Now I need the osmium, and there's one down here. And so all I need to do is go out and grab a cobalt. Now there should be. And let's check these other things to see if I need more cobalt while I'm out there. Not for that. Not for that. Not for that. Yeah, I'm going to need another osmium and a couple super alloys. Let's see, 1, 2, yeah. At least a couple more. And I'm pretty sure I had. Yeah, there we go. And I know there's other stuff too, but let's run out here. Check these extractors. So we cleared a lot of stuff out. There's one cobalt. I can't remember. Yeah, okay, we're good for that, but let's grab the other cobalt. Just to have it. Let's run back in here. Let's craft that thing really quick. Oh, I need a silicon and aluminum. And then the T2 is going to need a silicon. So I need a couple silicon, another. All right. Got plenty of that. And plenty of that. You remember early on in the game when you're like, aluminum's hard to come by. Then you get to this point and you never worry about it again. In fact, let's make the T2 chip. And the T3, well, we need a silicon and an aluminum. And 2 more silicon, an aluminum, and an osmium. Need another osmium. I know, I gotta have another one somewhere. If not, we'll have to... Well... I got all sorts of stuff. And there's an osmium. We got a bunch more of those circuit boards as well. All right. Let's get back over here and finish what we were crafting. The T3. And can I make the T4? I need another super alloy. Darn it. Think I would make sure I got everything when I go over there. All right. All right, so that's it for those. I can't do any more. And I don't remember, did I craft the T2 blueprint mining? I don't know if I did. Let's let's check. We need to equip this, the T4 mining speed. And now let's got the map, I got filter, I got a T2 torch, compass. I don't have the blueprint mining tier 2. So, what else do I need for that? Not my turn my flashlight on. I just need a magnesium and I'll have everything for that. We got plenty of magnesium. So let's run back over here and... Well, that should give us darn near everything from here that we can craft. Because you got the larger backpacks, you got the T3 agility boots. I don't know if I have those yet. Get us a little faster movement. So let's check that. and see what I've got. There's the jetpack. I have the T3 agility boots. I don't think you can go any faster than that. And I don't think there's anything over here. There's just a better jetpack, but I'm pretty sure we have that already. Double check that. Yeah, we have the T3 jetpack. So nothing new we can get here. So in the meantime, and we have that air filter now. So that's going to, or do we have the air filter? Did I even craft that? No, I did not. So let's go in and do that really quick, because that'll cause us to burn through a little less oxygen. And I think that was over here though, wasn't it? Yeah, okay, let's pin that really quick. I should have enough stuff to make that. If not, it shouldn't be too hard. I think we can actually craft a bioplastic. So I need one more of those. And an alloy and a fabric. I'm not sure if I've got the fabric. And I'm not sure if we've unlocked the ability to craft it yet. So if not, we might not be able to make that yet. Let's just check all these storage. Fabric's one of those things when you're out there and you see it in crates, you don't always think to pick it up. Yeah, and I don't know if I have the ability to craft it yet. So let's just check here. And no, it's not unlocked. So that's why we don't have the air filter yet. Because we don't have the fabric. So with that said, let's lighten the load on the storage here. Don't need explosive powder. And we'll put those 3 cobalt away. All right. We're full up on food and water. And I'm going to grab a couple more food items to take with us. And I think we're going to go up there. But I'm going to check one more upgrade. What other upgrades we have for the car. There's inventory increase. There is the beacon. Yes, I've been saying that for the longest time and I keep forgetting about it. So let's go ahead and make that really quick. Zeolite, osmium, and a super alloy. Now, you can see up in the top left, we're able to pin 2 blueprints simultaneously now with that chip. So that's kind of a nice thing. Osmium and a zeolite and an alloy. So I should have all that. I got all that. So let's go ahead and put a beacon on the car. Now we can take the car out and then venture away from it and still see it. Now, these storms here with the blue tint, I think that was kind of a big deal the last time I played this. So I'm going to go check out and see what's dropped. So we're going to install that beacon, and now the car has a beacon that looks like a little car. So that's kind of nice. Whoa, hello. It almost did me in. And it's sulfur. But I think it almost looks like there's some blue tint to that. like we might get something else in this asteroid. Now look at some of these new trees already sprouting up from that tree spreader we put down. Well, there used to be, and I don't know if they're still going to happen or not, but they used to be able to get these storms that would trigger like super alloy asteroids. And they were really kind of handy. Well, look at that. Okay, we can climb up here. There's a super alloy just lying on the ground up here. Why would we want to climb that? I mean, it's just like climb to nowhere. Now, let's see. I'm trying to remember how to get to these other areas. I don't think we can just jetpack straight across. I think we have to climb up from a different side. So let's see what happens if I try that. Let's actually get some oxygen. We should have brought the car. Yeah, I don't think I can jetpack straight across here. Seeing more larvae lying around. Common larvae. You'll still use those. Yeah, that didn't work. So, we're going to see if we find any more vines that can be climbed. Because on my last playthrough, I did get up there. So I know it's possible. You know, that looked almost like one of those little boxes that has a chip in it. And I got kind of excited for just a second. I thought, what would one of those be doing out here? So we've already explored that. But I can't remember if there was any technical debris in here that we hadn't gotten. You know what? Those fabric come up every now and then. So we'll take that and we'll just eat the food since it's there. Yeah, we cleared all the spacesuits out of there. I guess we pretty much did clear this wreck. Yep, we've got this cleared. So... let's check out that vine over there. All right, it looks like this got us up where we have a new message received. New blueprint received, trade space rocket. All right, that's what I've been looking for the longest time. So let's kind of finish whatever we think we can finish up here. I want to get that thing built. That just unlocks so much more stuff that you can do once you have that. And I knew we were getting close, and I thought we would get there on this episode. Now, We just want to check out the remaining crates that are up here. If we get anything interesting. I think that's the one we got earlier when we couldn't figure out how to get over here to get the rest of it. I still like to get over there. So we just have to look for ways to climb up. And we got like the Superman of larvae just floating in the air over here. And we're going down. Okay, let's just head home and get that rocket built. Whatever we got to do, we want that rocket. And you actually want several of them. You don't want to just build one, because you can have like, I think I've got 4 or 5 on my other playthrough. And then you can have them kind of staggered where, and you can even, once we get the drones, you can set auto crafters and drones to be, now look at these. These trees are pretty, I think they are. So we only have to put more tree spreaders down, but vary the types of trees. We need to get different types of tree seed. So let's come over here. Check the message. Message from Riley. She's finally managed to get into the Sentinel unlocking process and unlock the space trader for us. So she's helping us out. Hopefully we could see each other again. So this kind of gives you some indication that this is a person that you knew before you were sent here. And look at that. It used to be that you didn't get the trade rocket till you were about 12% into the breathable atmosphere stage. Now we got it as soon as we hit insect stage. So I guess that's a little improvement, and I will be happy about that. So let's see about building that sucker. All right, we should have enough. We're going to pin that. And it's 3 circuit boards, a super alloy rod, a rocket engine, and a uranium. So I'm going to see if I can make like 2 of them. So that would be 6 of those. All right, I need to dump some stuff into storage to get it out of here. Get rid of those larvae. We get that built, then we need to go check on our bee larvae. It might be ready, and we can put the beehive down too. You know, let's get a couple rocket engines, a couple super alloy rods, and a couple uranium rods. Do I have those? I have the uranium rods. I'm pretty sure I had... I know I got the rocket engines. I'm still a little disorganized on these extra storage crates. And one of the first things I'm going to unlock let's find where the super alloy rods are. I might have enough super alloy that I can craft them. Yes, if I take all the alloys I have and dump them in the storage. Now let's see if I can make 2 of those rods. Let's see. Well, I know I can get one. I hope we can get two. But I'd like to make two of those rockets right away. And no, I am short of something. I don't know what. Probably the super alloys. So let's go over here and act like I'm going to make one and see what I'm short of. Well, everything, because you have to have them in your inventory for here. But how many does it take? 4, 5, 6. It takes 8 of them plus an aluminum. Yeah, and I got 3 left there. And that's just iron. And look at this. I had 2 rods in here, in the storage already. Well, I got another one now. All right, I think I can build 2 of those trade rockets. Hydration level low. Well, just take a drink out of the lake. Yeah, the question is where I don't want to put those. You know, I think we might dismantle this old T1 biodome since we have the T2s unlocked. Oh, it's got heaters inside it, doesn't it? So, we got a living compartment attached to the front of the biodome. So let's go ahead and deconstruct the biodome while we're at it. Now look at that. Okay, I have filled my inventory. I wanted to build the trade rockets like right here in this space. But I don't want to like give up on all this stuff either. Because if I build stuff there, we won't be able to access it anymore. So I think we're going to... Okay, you dump everything that doesn't pertain to that. So I don't need these iridium rods any longer. I can put those over here. And I've got... Well, wait till you see these really nice storage containers we're going to have pretty soon. They handle way more than these. And they look kind of cool too, but look a little more futuristic. All right. Let's go pick all this junk up off the ground. Yeah, I filled my inventory again, but that's just an iron and a titanium. So not too worried about that. We're going to put one of these rockets right down here. We'll just put them like this, and we can put... All right. Put one there. Now, I'd like to build another one. And you can detach them. You can build as many as you want, and then you just have a big, long platform. You just keep walking back and forth. Now, we need to send some stuff to trade. Now we have a new message. Maybe that, hey, I see you built the rockets. Way to go. I wonder what it is. Sentinel. Okay, it tells us about larvae and getting insects. Yeah, I know about that. Now, we have a lot more material we need to get rid of. At least store it away for now. Alright, I got some place that I gotta put this darn titanium. We got so much of it. Well, And those 3 alloys, we're going to dump those here. Now, let's pick up. And it's really, a lot of this depends on your play style. So, these quartz sell for pretty good money. So do these fuses. Now, you can put them in machine optimizers, which will optimize your production and help your machines faster. But also, you can sell them for really good on the trade rockets. And that's why I was collecting all of them. And once we get everything we want from the trade rockets, everything unlocked, then we can go back to, building optimizers and using them for that. That's just the way I like to play. Now, you might say, you know what, that stuff's not too important to you. I'll just build the optimizers, get to the end game faster. That's really, up to your style, what you want to do. These things sell for pretty good too. And when we get to the point, you see it says trade value 25 tokens. Look at this. Pressure multiplier fuse, trade value 2500. 2500, 2500. So we can trade these fuses for a lot of tokens. Some of these quartz, you used to be able to trade those, but it's not. Okay, the pulsar quartz, 30. When you get to where we can start crafting those, then they become a pretty good, you can automate the trade rockets. And when we get the drones available, then we'll get into that in detail. And it's really quite interesting then, because you can just have auto crafters. You can have drones feeding the auto crafters with materials they need, and then the auto crafters are automatically cranking the stuff out. And then the way it works is you set storages up, you set up supply and demand on each item. So you're going to set up your extractors as basically just providing supply. They're not demanding anything. Then you can set different storage crates to demand certain items, so the drones are going to automatically put that item in that crate whenever they have it. Then you can also set the crates up to be doing supply. So the crates are receiving items, then they're supplying, and then you have a auto crafter demanding that same item, and then you can have it auto crafting certain items, and then have it supplying that item, and have a demand set up over here on the trade rocket. So I think, we have to, you can put all these things on one rocket, or let me just show you how you can use 2 different rockets, but I don't know if it's really necessary in our case, except just to show you how that works. So if you fill one up, then you can have another one going. You can have 5 or 6 of these. And we got enough space here to do that. So you go in here, this interface, and look at all these different things you can get. You can get a cooking station. Now that thing's pretty nice because we can make all sorts of interesting dishes that take different ingredients, but then those meals give you way more than what you're just eating, like the beans or whatever. Now, at inventory value 12,500 over there on this rocket. So that means we can get any blueprints. Now we can unlock that T2 locker storage for 5,000. Now let me see what else we got. Hologram. A lot of this is just silly. Living compartment with dome. That looks kind of cool, but that's, these are items that are the jetpack for the vehicle. You know, we're probably going to do that. 17,000 tokens, though. That was one of the new things with the 2.0 update. Now I'm almost. Speaking of the vehicle. Uh-oh, did I just stick myself? I just did. Hold on, I'm going to see if I got a recent autosave that I can do rather than going to a random base. But maybe I'll do the random base thing. So I will be back. Well, I did the unstuck to go to a random base, and guess where it sent me? Right to my own base. It just put me in the darn biodome. So that was convenient. I'm glad that happened. Now, all right, where were we? I think we're just gonna send one rocket, but I was just showing you how this works. I'm just gonna put everything in one rocket, and if I don't have enough to get everything I want, I'm maybe gonna go get some more items to add. So what I want, you can trade for these different fuses as well, and different types of tree seeds, types of fish eggs, butterfly larvae, a lot of cool stuff. I definitely want that. Oh, now where'd it go? Okay, total cost 5,000. We got 25,000 of value over there. Wait a minute, isn't that... Let me check something. I'm not sure if that's the bigger... If we get the living compartment that we have, currently, the big one here, I don't think that's a 3x3, is it? It's more like a 2x2. So, the big one here that I definitely want to get unlocked is a 3x3. For some reason, I had it in my head it was bigger than that, like a 4. Still, I want that. Okay, we got 15,000 worth of stuff. And can we add the T2 drone as well? No, we need another 2,000. So I might have to take that T2 drone off. So we got another 10,000 worth of stuff we can get. So I can't quite get the vehicle jetpack. That requires 17,000 tokens. But we're going to get... we got the T2 locker storage. Let's see if there's anything else we can get for the... Or we can... Holy moly. Alright. I forgot about air. I think let's just... If I launch to space, I hope it just brings us the other Terra tokens back, the balance, the extra 10,000. I think it does that. So we got 25,000 in there, and we're getting 15,000 worth of stuff. So let's launch that to space. And I don't remember how long it takes. Maybe does this tell us how long it takes to come back? 582 seconds. So that is how long? That's a few minutes. So while we're waiting on that, and that you know, kind of makes me happy because now all this stuff is going to get redone. All these storage lockers and everything. And look at that. We are 6% toward breathable atmosphere. Let's look at... Let's check the incubator. Open... You know what we didn't do? That. Now I feel like an idiot. We didn't hit research. So it was never making... We were never making that larva. Now, it doesn't take that long to make the larva. That's when we get the bigger buildings, the bigger base structures, we're going to have a lot of crazy stuff going on. We'll have a whole room where we just have these incubators and DNA sequencers and things like that. Wow, let's see what else we need for that beehive. Well, we need an alloy of fertilizer and a bioplastic nugget. Now, do we have that stuff? There's the alloy. And look at that, we had another fuse up there. So, I don't know. There's the bioplastic. And I'm pretty sure we got the fertilizer somewhere. That's a T2 fertilizer. And I need... There's a regular fertilizer, not a T2. I think that one. Now let's go grab our larva, which is done. Now let's go out here and put a beehive down. We'll just put that right over here, fairly close. All right, so with time, you can go open it and there will be honey in there. And then you grab the honey. And so you want to have like multiple of these things. So let's see about making some more bee larvae. What it requires. Okay, you got to point to the different screens here. Uncommon, a mutagen, and a fertilizer. Now I know I've got some larvae. New blueprint received for a different type of tree seed. All right. That's a rare larva. I'm not sure what we can make with that. So, I thought I had more of those. If not, fine. You know, it's there's a mutagen. I got 2 more uncommon larvae, so I can make 2 more bee larvae if I can get 2 of those. I need another fertilizer, and I have. So let's make a couple bee larvae, one at a time. Oh, I gotta put the stuff in here. Okay. And then, here's the thing. You have to hit research. But I hadn't done that, and we had that stuff just sitting there. We're going to be waiting forever on it. Now, you get 2 or 3 of these things going, and you can be just producing larvae like crazy. So, I want to get a couple of those, like at least 3 of those beehives. The honey, you can eat it by itself, and it does pretty good. But it also allows you to get these really killer meals that you can combine it with different vegetables in that cooking station, which we're going to have to unlock that. Now, I have another fuse here. Rocket engine's got a trade value of 20, which might not sound like much, right? But when you get enough stuff going that you can just be crafting those things like crazy, then you can have drones filling up trade rockets. Every time the rocket gets full, you just have it auto launch and it brings you back the money. So you get a constant supply of those Terra tokens. Just like, yeah, it's pretty easy money once you get all that going. Even these circuit boards, like right now we can't craft them, so we want hydration level low. Wrong button. Let's go over here and check, see how much time's left on this thing. 210 seconds. Okay, that's less than 4 minutes. All right. So before that comes back, yeah, it's just a common one, but still we'll pick it up because we get that other base buildings built, and I might do a lot of that off camera. I might do some on camera just to show how it works, but I'm probably going to do them because it's going to be an awful lot of resource gathering, and that might be kind of boring to watch. So I'll probably pin those and just go gather everything, take the car. So I want to check what we're getting close to on anything. So heat is at 1.47, oxygen 5.03, biomass is going up, pressure's at 3.2. So let's check here. Pressure's at 3.2. We get the T3 extractor at 13. So got a little ways to go for that, but we'll get there before we know it. Because we'll be focused on doing other stuff, and then that'll happen like really quick. Now, T2 optimizer, not too worried about that yet. Water life collector, that's interesting. Okay, we're at 9.96, 9.97. Teleporters at 25. This seems like a ways away. Now, that unlocks the entire map. You build one in the base, just one. And then you can name it, and then you can build them at different areas. So you can stick one in the super alloy cave. So you want to go there and clear out the extractor. You know. Then we got the T3 tree spreader at 32. Osmium rod at 36, and that has a value of 10 Terra tokens. The fusion energy cell can sell for 100. Now, you've seen those areas in the wrecks where there's like a nuclear symbol on an item. You put that in there and boom, it unlocks another part of the wreck, like unlocks a whole other area. And you can find all sorts of valuable stuff there. Then the drone station. That's the biggie at 45 GTI. Now we want to get there quicker. We're going to need to slap down a lot of stuff. But right now, and then really end game is when you can craft these things, pulsar cores and circuit boards. The portal generator. It allows you to like basically teleport to other parts of the planet, completely different biomes. All right, look at that. I think we got our stuff. Has the rocket returned? It's about to. There it comes. When it tells you you received the tokens, then you know the rocket's on its way down. You can watch it come in. All right. I want my stuff. I want my blueprints. Feel like every episode I've been talking about, oh, yeah, you don't believe the stuff we're going to get. And now that I got it, you're going to be like, what? That was it? But I'm going to decode that. We get the big living compartment. And we're going to decode the T2 locker storage. So, I'm not going to build those storages till I got the compartment built. Now, that's going to be quite a bit of playing around, because we're going to have to move all the stuff out of these storages. But those lockers take a lot more gear. So let's see if we can build one, and I'll kind of show you. 2 super alloys and a circuit board. So there's one. It takes a lot of stuff to build. But now let's go out here. Let's go way out here. And I'm going to slap some down. So there's what it looks like. And you can stagger these things. I'm going to see how many super alloys I've got. Because it takes 2 to make one of those lockers. And then I am going to, and like I said, probably do a lot of this off camera. There's another one. I need another alloy to make another one. But I should be able to maybe move a lot of this gear out of these containers. And then once I get that done, then I'm going to dismantle these buildings and build the larger ones. If I don't have any more alloys, I don't think I do. So let's see. And what I like to do when I'm building them inside is I like to get them right perfectly aligned like that. And then when you're in your base, it looks really slick. You just have a long line of those things. And you can add text down there. So I'll call them something like, I'll put all the fertilizers in one and call it agriculture or whatever. Now, look at the space that one locker has. That is crazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start dumping all this miscellaneous stuff in there. And we're just doing this for temporary storage to get all of these emptied out. So, and then I can deconstruct that. Go out here. Dump everything in there, rinse and repeat. I didn't really need to dump the water bottles in there. But anyway, you see what I'm doing. So, we're going to go, like I said, probably off camera to complete this process. But I'll show you some of it. But I'm not going to sit here and make you watch me just move inventory around. So, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I am back. This is going to take me quite a while. So, I'm going to do a lot of this prep work. At least you can see I'm going to have to build a lot of storages back here just to make room like for all of this stuff. So, I'm going to keep doing that. You know, I'm not going to make you watch all that. So, anyway, we come back, we're going to be building new stuff. So I hope you have enjoyed this video found it maybe enlightening, entertaining, or helpful in some way. If you have, please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.